Hi everybody! Today we again speak with members of LDS, Latter-day Saints Church. And last time we had guys. And those guys are right now more famous than me, because they were shown on our national television.
Kiekvieną dieną.
Kiekvieną dieną, taip. Tai yra paslaptis, kad mes tikim, kad mes turim daryti gerą ir jo, be kainos.
And I'm mad jelly about that. And in this podcast, a lot of people asked about females, how the church treats female population. And in this video, we'll try to answer that. So, before that, I will introduce myself. My name is Noelis. I'm from Šiauliai. I lived here, I was born and raised, and I went to school that looks like chain store. And most of my time I spent outside, so I get some outside perspective. And I work as a freelance video editor. My specialty is motion designer. And it's a cozy but not very stable job. And what about you gals?
I am Sister Dyer, and I am a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints right now. I grew up in Canada. I was born in Michigan, but then I grew up in Canada, and then I went to high school in Michigan. And so I'm a citizen of both countries, and this is my companion, Sister Swidersky.
And I'm from California in the United States, and I love it there. I grew up right by the beach. I love animals so much. I want to be veterinarian. I did a year of school before coming here, but yeah, I'm a missionary here now for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
So, how is it so far?
I love it. It's better than I ever thought it could be.
Yeah, I absolutely love being here. I love the people of Lithuania, the language, the culture. The landscape is actually a lot like my home in Michigan, so it feels very much at home. The woods, the water, there's no mountains here.
Well, you see, our highest mountain is 230 meters, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And you see, like, in the last video, a lot of people commented and they wanted to know, like, about role in women in your church. For example, there is this concept that is applied to lots of sects, cults, or like old religions in the old days. It was called, the concept is called kitchen, church, and children, or in American it is called barefoot and pregnant, which is basically means that once the woman is married, she has no other things to do in life. Like she does nothing else but just stay at home and just keep children happy and does nothing, has no aspirations in life. So what about education? Do you guys allow education for women?
Oh yes.
Yeah, we encourage it.
Yeah.
And never in my life have I felt that education was a bad thing. I love school and education.
Yeah, our church is very pro-education, where one of our purposes in life is to learn and to grow as much as we can, and so we're all encouraged to get educations. Right now, both of us have completed 1 year at university.
1 year?
Yeah, already finished 1 year, and then once we finish our missions, we'll go back and finish.
So you have an academic break.
Yeah.
You took an academic break. You educated yourself for a year and then will come back after this mission.
Yeah, so we're here for 18 months, and then we go back and resume our studies and our normal lives.
Yeah. And other thing, the feedback, comments I get was about work. Are you allowed to work? Like, did you have normal jobs before the mission?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I worked at a veterinary hospital.
Veterinary hospital, like with animals.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah, I worked as a camp counselor, and I did a lot of like babysitting and stuff like that.
But yeah, we all can have jobs, normal.
Yeah, but in the mission itself, you cannot work.
Correct.
Yeah, while in the mission.
Yeah, we
Also-
save up money before by having jobs, and then we use that money, and also our parents or friends can help if they want to support us, and then we come here with that money. We don't ask anybody for money while we're here.
Oh, so basically your parents can support you.
Yeah, they can help.
Yeah. And other is well concern, like you seem young, like after high school, like 19, 20, somewhere along that range. And most people are, of course, concerned. Of course, you are adults and all of that, but farther away, you know, like 8,000, 9,000 kilometers from home, and like we don't know why you're here, like for example, and it causes concern, like how can you survive without work, how you can do things for free, because I know that you volunteer. Yeah. So can you explain me, as an average Lithuanian Joe who has no experience with Mormon stuff, I just, you know, won't know, like, how is the process, like step by step?
Yeah, the process of becoming a missionary. Yeah, so you start out by having a desire to go on a mission, a want to share the gospel, and when you do that, you go on the computer and you fill out the forms. And it's just forms basically like medical records, and what, like other things, like just questions about health and things that you prefer, don't prefer, and just simple questions like that.
Yeah.
And then after you do that, it gets sent to the prophets and apostles of our church, and they pray to God and see where we get to go to on a mission.
Yeah, and the form is digital, of course. And like you have to fill paperwork, medical checks, all of that.
Yeah.
And we also get interviewed by like our current
Ecclesial.
our current church leader in our church, our bishop, and
Yes.
also we call him stake president.
State president.
Stake.
Stake, like the thing that you stake one person.
Kind of.
It's just a organizational structure of our church.
Oh.
So there's like ward means like a city or something, and then a stake is like a whole bunch of wards, and it's just to make sure everybody is taken care of, and it's the structure.
Yeah.
The church is very organized in that way throughout the whole world. So it goes from
The individual, like home level, all the way to the international world, and we
Yeah.
can be called to serve a mission anywhere in the world,
Anywhere.
Anyway.
almost anywhere.
Yeah, of course, North Korea does not accept people yet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you mentioned in private conversation that everything that decision happens in this mega church thing called temple.
No, so the temple doesn't have to do with calling.
missionaries.
Oh, it doesn't have.
No.
So what does temple do?
So we have churches and we have temples. Churches are a meeting place like this. Everybody comes and gathers, and we learn about God, and we have activities here. A temple is a very holy place, and it's the house of God on earth today. It's the only place where we can be as close to God, and it's where like heaven and earth touches, I like to think of. It's a very holy place. House of God, and then just like a meeting place.
Okay, so like bigger church.
Yeah, and it's like where we have our weddings. and
You have
marriages,
weddings, marriages, sacraments.
other ceremonies. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, also one of the commenters in last video talked about that. For example, do you believe in Jesus Christ as a prophet or like messenger, but not as a God? Can you elaborate?
Yeah, we believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, and that he was on the earth, and that he was a prophet.
Yeah, you can even see this picture. This is a picture of baby Jesus, and he is the head of our church. So Jesus Christ is the head of our church, and he works through his prophet on the earth today, President Russell Nelson, and his 12 apostles, just like Jesus had 12 apostles in the Old and New Testament.
Okay, other thing, are you here legally? Like,
Yeah.
that's also one of most important questions.
Oh yes.
We have visas, we have
Residence permit.
Yeah, and insurance here, so like, yeah, we're legal.
Insurance and all of that.
Yes.
Yeah. Other thing that also they wanted to ask, if you allow me, there was also this comment. Do you celebrate Christmas and Easter?
Oh yes,
We
of
love
course.
it.
Those are wonderful times of year where we get to remember our Savior, Jesus Christ, what he did for us, and show our gratitude to him.
Yeah. And other thing people really want to ask is, do you wear dresses? Like, because we see that your standards of dress are different compared to boys. So, what, for example, you cannot wear pants while on the mission, or how it is?
So as a missionary, we do have certain dress guidelines, but women, we can wear dress pants, we can wear jeans, we can wear dresses, we can wear skirts, shirts. Yeah.
So
there's-
it's more lax compared to boys.
Well, they also can wear like jeans if they're serving people, basketball shorts if we're playing sports, but yeah.
But we always want to look our best all the time because we are representing Jesus Christ.
Okay. Is your group acknowledged or known legal in Lithuania? Like speaking like from legal perspective, like does it operate legally?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. One of our commandments, one of the things we follow is to follow the law of the land. And so wherever our church is, we follow and are legal what the country.
Yeah. Other thing, how locals react to you?
It varies, but usually they are very open and loving to us and are excited that we're learning their language and are excited that we're from America. But of course, there's some people who don't necessarily want to hear a message, which is we don't want to force anyone. So but yeah, mostly people are excited.
Yeah.
But don't they mention something like disappear cultist or disappear demon, something like that? Because that's the most common phrases people usually say when they don't want to hear anything about anything.
The most common thing that I've heard was just "oi ne," and then that's it.
Yeah, I've mainly only had really positive experiences with people. I've had almost little to none bad experiences, but I know there are obviously people that are having a bad day, and sometimes they say something maybe rude or mean, but I never take it personally.
Other question. Do you knock on people's door? Like, people really want to know that.
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
The guy said that he don't.
Well, we have a lot of freedom when it comes to what exactly we do every day.
Oh.
We have our purpose is to invite others to learn about Christ and to grow faith in him, and also to serve other people.
Oh.
So we can do all kinds of different activities. We can talk to people on the streets, on the buses. Sometimes we go and knock doors and we serve people. We volunteer in the community. There's lots of different activities that we do. We set our own schedule.
Yeah.
And we're just here because we love God and we love God's children, and everyone is God's children. So we just want to share that love with others.
Yeah, that's understandable. As I mentioned before, like in the news report, I've seen that guys, they were introduced there and everything like that, but I haven't seen you together, so you do things separately.
No, for example, yesterday we were all together working on a project, but that day when the news came out, we weren't with them, we were doing other things. So we worked together with other missionaries. Sometimes we work on our own. There's so many different things.
But like we see them every day and we do a lot of service projects with them, and yeah, we always communicate with each other and want to help each other out.
Yeah, and also one question: if it's not a secret, can you tell me how many or how much of you guys there are like in Lithuania?
Yeah, it's not a secret. There's probably 24
or 30.
Yeah, there's some Lithuanian speaking missionaries and there's some Russian speaking missionaries. And so there's about, I don't know, 6 Russian speaking and maybe like 25 Lithuanian speaking missionaries.
It varies a little bit.
Yeah, so like Russian speaking missionaries usually are in like Vilnius or like in like border towns like Visaginas.
Yeah, they're I think right now in Vilnius and Klaipėda.
Do you have a quota of religious conversion?
A quota? Oh, a quota.
Yeah. Do you have a number you need to fulfill of people you convert to your group?
No, there's no certain number.
Do you sell your religion to people? Are you effective at that?
Effective at selling our religion?
Yeah, that's the question, like it's pretty long.
Okay.
Well, I would not say we do not sell our religion. We just invite people to learn if they want to. If they have questions that they want answered, and if they wonder what the purpose of life is, why we're here, where we came from, who Jesus Christ is, why do so many people talk about him, which church is true, why are there so many churches, and why are bad things happening in the world? There's so many questions, and we just are here to help people answer those, find those questions for themselves,
and strengthen their faith in God.
Other thing, there are some other groups like Jehovah's Witnesses, Catholic Church, Orthodox Church. Do you have contact with them? Like, do they come and say something to say that you're like heretics, you spread the wrong word or something like that?
I haven't had that done personally to me any time in my life, but I'm sure maybe it does happen, but we don't.
In personal experience, it hasn't happened yet.
I mean, we just love everybody, no matter what religion or race or ethnicity, anything. We're just supposed to love everybody, like Jesus did. And
it's not our job to judge, so yeah, like she said, we try to just love everyone, and that's why we're here, because we love our message and we love the people here, and
we're all brothers and sisters. We're brothers and sisters.
And we're not trying to sell it, because we don't want people to buy our religion, because then it's not lasting. We want them to take it into their heart and know if it's true for themselves.
Also, this thing about dresses. Like, there's also a group called Mormons that, their women dress in 17th, 18th century dresses. What do you know about them? Can you tell what's the difference?
Are you talking about like the fundamental Latter-day Saints?
Yes, the ones that still keep polygamy.
Yeah, our church and their church, we don't do pretty much anything that they follow, and we are very opposite from them. But yeah, with dresses and like dress codes is very different, and we don't practice polygamy anymore, and they decided to keep following that, and yeah, basically that.
Short answer, we have nothing whatsoever to do with that group.
Nothing whatsoever, but they're still called Mormons.
Right, well, they're called Fundamental Latter-day Saints, and we're the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So it can be kind of confusing, because like the names are
the names are similar, like FLDS and LDS.
Yeah, so similar, but very, very different.
Yeah.
Other questions from the fans. What they ask? Who finances your activities?
I do. We do, like ourselves.
Yeah, like we said, we save up our money, or
some of my friends and family members
also contributed to me. I contributed so that I could have enough money to come here and serve.
Yeah, and like, if it's not a secret, can you tell me what amount, what sum do you need to bring to come here? For example.
Yeah, it's about $400 a month. We need to be here, and we're here for 18 months. So it's about 8,000.
8,000, oh.
Yeah.
And for 400 a month. And you rent places here.
Yeah, so what we do is we give a lot of money to our church, and they like use it to buy or rent apartments, and they like use the budget out money to us for food and anything else that we need, and they take care of insurance, and yeah, we have like financial people who make sure it's all being used wisely.
Yeah, and we always have more than enough money. Like there's always enough. If anything happened, there's always money there.
What is the thing you miss about America most?
It's a good question.
Without mountains, because I know that's gonna be a popular answer.
Yeah, for me, I miss the ocean a lot because I live like 2 blocks away, and it was just amazing in the forest around here. But it's also so beautiful here. I love how there's nature everywhere, and I also miss my family a lot. But yeah, I think those are probably the biggest things I miss.
I'm trying to think because I really just feel like at home here now, so it's kind of hard to me.
I was thinking the other day how much I wish I could have apple pie or pumpkin pie or berry pie. They're like the American style. That's really good.
Well, you don't like European style?
I do. But I also like American style a lot. It's probably my favorite dessert.
Also, you might miss the large portion sizes, I guess.
I mean, it's not important to me, so.
Yeah, I've been pretty comfortable, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I actually found my favorite peanut butter here.
True.
So.
It's really good.
It exists.
Yeah.
Like in Lidl.
It's our favorite.
Also, last time we talked with guys, they mentioned that they cannot find root beer. Like.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
There's not the good.
Do you feel that you miss it, or like it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah, I didn't drink much soda, so it's like, yeah.
I call it pop because I'm from Michigan, but I didn't really drink a lot of pop either. But it is good to have a root beer float.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Also, how do you find Šiauliai, the city of Šiauliai itself?
I love it so much. I've been here for about 7 months, and I love it so much.
I've been here for about 2 months. I lived in Kaunas for 7 months, but I really like Šiauliai. It's actually bigger than I thought. I thought it was gonna be way smaller of a city, and I love how well kept and nicely laid out it is. There's a lot of nice paths and parks, so I really love that.
Yeah. Well, you're mostly talking about downtown area, like with Boulevard.
Also, I love like outside of city too, and it's just open and beautiful. And every time we go outside of the city, it's just like it's fun.
Yeah, we do service a lot in different tikėjime, a lot in villages. It's beautiful.
And how you found the selection of activities the city has to offer? Like, do you found it enough? Because most people say that Šiauliai is a step above church village.
Oh, really? I mean, for us, we are always usually doing our work, and the time that we do spend kind of not doing our work is we're usually visiting a different town, or we're visiting different people, or just hanging out playing basketball. So, yeah. We think there's plenty of stuff to do here and to see.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I love it.
I know that you may have ability to speak Lithuanian, but we don't do this in Lithuanian language because the commenters might write that I want to make fun of you because your accent is kind of funny. Like, can you say something, for our viewers?
Taip, gal man kalbate lietuviškai.
Labą dieną.
Man labai patinka kalbėti lietuviškai.
Yra labai graži kalba, bet gramatika labai sunkiai. Kiekvieną dieną mes bendrauti su žmonėmis, mes mokyti lietuvių kalbą, netgi nesam tobulai, galime suprasti vienas kitas ir tikrai pastatyti gerą ryšys su žmonėmis.
Jo, mes norime kalbėti lietuviškai ir būti geriau kiekvieną dieną, nes mes žinome, ką mūsų lietuviškai yra netobulas, bet mums reikia praktikuoti ir kalbėti su kitais, nes mes mylime Lietuvą ir lietuviškai.
Well, it was a decent attempt. No, not as bad as I expected, you know.
Ačiū.
Prašom. So, does your parents know what you do?
Yes.
For
We
sure.
get to talk to them every week and tell them what we do. They support us, and I'm very grateful for my parents' support.
Me too.
Yeah, and your parents know where you are, when you are, and you know, they have no worries about that.
Yeah, they have complete confidence. Our church takes care of their missionaries. They love us, and yeah, I feel very much taken care of. I feel safe.
The best, the most bestest word in Lithuanian language.
Geras klausimas.
Man patinka šiukšlus.
Oh, yeah.
Šiukšlus.
Ir,
Labai smagu.
man labai patinka žodis tape, nes like American word or English word is tape. It's like tape, but like tape in Lithuanian is yes. So that's a fun word.
Yeah, and do usually people understand you well? Can you get your how to say main ideas, concepts across?
Taip, būtinai. Aš geriau suprantu, nei kalbu, bet visada galima bendrauti ir viskas. Ir žmonės čia tikrai labai kantrybė su mumis ir
Everything is alright. I'll add subtitles. So don't worry about that. But there's I feel respect for you people that you learn my language, but to be quite honest, it sounds very funny actually. The accent itself. Yeah. But you're trying, I guess. Also, at what age or when, why did you become a Mormon?
Yeah, so everybody gets the choice to become a member. You can be age 8 and above. So when I was 8 years old, I chose to be baptized, and my dad baptized me. And that's a blessing that I've learned more and more about. Even now, I still study and I learn more about that decision I made and how much it's blessed my life.
And same for me. I chose to be baptized when I was 8, and throughout my life and going to church every week and trying to be better and be more like Christ, I have seen that this church is true and that it really can bless my life and my family.
Also, do you have some talents? Because the guys who spoke last time, Joseph and Stephen, or how they like to call themselves in Lithuanian, Juozas and Stepas, appear to be pianists. They play with piano.
Yeah.
And what I seen, they even played publicly. And they played our author Čiurlionis. They said that they really like his music. And for example, do you play something like that, or maybe have talents in painting or something like that?
Yeah, so I spent 8 years playing French horn. I play a little bit of piano. I have to play piano at church a lot, but I'm not as good as them.
Yeah, but can you elaborate what is a French horn?
A French horn is a brass instrument. It's about this big, and it's very beautiful. I think it's the best. I can send you a picture of it. Yeah.
Instrument-wise, I played violin for a couple years, but other things that I don't know, talents at. I love just being with animals and being around them. I think that's one of my talents.
She does have a talent with animals.
Yeah. And she is really good at singing too. So she's a singer. She can sing.
Also, there's this thing people wanted to ask about 10% cut. If you heard anything about it, it's called like tithes or tithe or tithing. Okay, so basically after paying taxes and everything for your work, you pay 10% of your income to the church. And do you know, for example, what it is for?
Yes, we actually talked about this at church today. Tithing has been a commandment since like Abraham, and many churches do this. They practice this giving of money, and I love learning about this. There's so many blessings that come from it.
And things that it goes to is like to help building temples, help building churches, to anyone in need, or to missionaries, or there's so many different things that it goes to.
Humanitarian project that our church is pretty well known for. Anytime there's a natural disaster, tons of volunteers and materials are provided for them.
Yeah.
It also helps with family history work, which is really important to us.
And it's cool because we know that God doesn't need money. Like, he can do anything. But it's just one way that we can show that we want to help him and that we do love him. And like she said before, it's a choice. We choose to pay 10%. And we choose to do these things because we know that it's a commandment from God.
And the way I think about it is,
God gives us everything. We can't live 3 minutes without oxygen. He's given us 100%, and he just asks us to give back 10%.
Yeah. So like heavenly Bitcoin, something like that.
If that helps you.
Well, people who look at this video might need some visualization.
Yeah, sure.
And there's like final question, but before that, commercial. Rašote karštoms mamytėms netoliese, siunčiatės filmus, komentuojate piktus komentarus ir nenorite, kad pas jūs ateitų šie vyrukai? Yra tik viena išeitis. Jūsų kompiuteriui ir telefonui. NordVPN. Šis tinklas suteiks jums saugų naršymą. The final and most important question I have to you. The myths about Americans. Like, how true are they? They say that Americans are fat, that they are gun-ho, they have lots of weapons, that they have, prepared for war. There's a group of people called preppers that, are experiencing visions of zombie apocalypse. So, these people exist, but what do you think about myths our people currently have?
I mean, America's a really big place, and...
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and so making an assumption about the whole country can be a little interesting, but I think, there's problems in the United States of America for sure. There's also great things, and so... Yeah, those things happen, and there's also great things, and yeah.
Yeah, I would say that there are always people in any country that make choices that we can't control, and that overall, I personally haven't experienced the result of any of those stereotypes that you mentioned, and
well, there's one about Americans, that you guys are loud and obnoxious, because the way to notice Americans is by level of volume,
Yeah, I don't know.
I have heard that too, but it just depends on the person. There's a lot of diversity in America. Some people are louder, some people are quieter.
Yeah, there's a lot of states.
Yeah.
For example, people in Utah might be different from people in Arkansas or Michigan.
Yeah, or even the cities in the states, they're all just so different. Yeah.
Well, you see, it's a big place. And for most Europeans, well, not discounting Lithuanians, America's a big place. Like you can drive in the same state for 3 days straight, and you'll be in the same state. And the thing also most people don't get is that you really need a car. Like you guys have like bad public transportation. Well, not necessarily bad, but it depends from place to place, and it's not as efficient.
Depends,
It depends, but I would say public transportation here is very popular, and that's what we use. But cars definitely are needed, at least where I'm from. So.
Yeah. So that's all of the questions. Do you have anything for me?
How long have you been doing podcasts like this?
Well, that's the second one actually. You see, like on my YouTube channel, I generally do things that are not in league with my professional work. Like I do content that is more free, more experimental. Like it's more expressive. Something that I've not considered to be in the same league as my main work, but also it's more colloquial, more personal, more emotional. And you see, like some people say that it's not professional or something like that, but it is by default. It's like deliberate stylistic choice. You can, like in this day and age, for example, like 10-20 years ago, you didn't have like good quality camera. And now you can use camera from 20 years ago and say that this is a stylistic choice, like aesthetic. Aesthetic movement, Vaporwave. Vaporwave, Retrowave, like for example, they like when the sides are black, it's in the square aspect ratio, like old school feel it has.
I have a question. What color are your eyes?
Everybody wants to know that.
Another question.
Yeah.
Do you believe in God?
Well, not exactly, I want to, open mind about that question, I'm one of those, how you say, free thinkers. Free thinkers.
Free thinkers.
Yeah. People who think freely. Yeah, but I like to have like open mind to ask people what they believe in different faiths, because, for example, about 13 years ago, in the same city, I had acquaintance, person who was a monist, person who belongs to Unification Church. He was teaching Korean language in the city, and for me it sounded like really interesting.
Yeah, I love talking to people of different beliefs and ideas. That's what we get to do every day, and it is so cool. We get to learn so much and just learn, strengthen our faith and their faith, and really we have really good experiences.
Yeah, you see, I'm really interested in what people believe, because, for example, I know that there are, Muslims living in the city. There's also people who believe, they don't believe in God exactly, but they believe in the, spiritual realm. They're called Krishnaists. That go around the city and they beat drums and sing Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Yeah.
So I like to keep open mind about things. Oh, there is one.
Okay.
Do you plan to return after finishing the missionary work? Do you plan to return after finishing missionary mission here and coming back home, maybe someday in the future?
Coming back to Lithuania?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
This place has my heart.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Well, you can actually speak with people.
Yeah.
Oh, another one,
Uh-huh.
like in the same topic. Dating is not allowed while you're missionaries.
Not while we're missionaries. Even we're focused on...
But after that, it's free.
For sure.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's free, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, like people on Tinder might search for it.
Yeah.
Any comments to our viewers?
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. We love your country. Say hi to anybody wearing a badge on the street. They'll love to say hi to you. It'll make their day.
Taigi, su tuo ir baigsim.
Maniau, kad